Welcome to the Well to Lead podcast, where we explore the dynamic relationship between personal wellness and effective leadership. Good morning, guys. This is your host, Bobby Davis. I got a good one for you this morning. I would like to welcome to the show Michelle Clark and Leanne Brown, co-owners of Harmony Health Colonics here in Concord, North Carolina. Ladies, welcome to the show. How you guys doing this morning?
Good morning, Bobby. We're doing great.
Good morning. Thank you.
Fantastic. Hey, listen, I really appreciate you guys showing me your new location last week and kind of giving me a tour. How long have you been at the new site? How long has it been? Very long? I know you just recently opened there.
We did. We opened last Saturday, August 10th.
Okay. So how has business been going so far?
We've done really well. We had a lot of clients come and visit us, a lot of first-time clients, which is always exciting because we get to introduce them to the world of cold hydrotherapy and get to help them with any issues they may be having. So it was really good to see them.
That is awesome. You know, I have been waiting to get with you guys to discuss more about gut health, because I think it's a topic oftentimes that's probably not talked about as much when it comes to living a more well-rounded, just wellness in general. We're not discussing it as much. So I'm really appreciative of you guys coming on this morning and talking to us about gut health. As a matter of fact, what we want to discuss is really discovering natural methods to enhance gut health and overall well-being. That's going to be the show topic this morning. And I'm hoping, ladies, that you guys can speak to just ways that we can enhance or improve gut health and just kind of talk to us about what gut health is all about. I know when I first heard this myself, I always equated gut health to energy or having, lack of energy if you're not dealing with your gut situation as you should. Would you say that energy is kind of tied into having proper gut health?
We do. And that is one of the big reasons we got into this is the fact that all diseases begin in the gut.
Wow. That's amazing. I guess like myself and probably a host of other folks, we probably never really understood that. Can you give us a little bit of a background on you guys? I know you all have been in the healthcare industry for a while, and I know that you've just started your new facility. How long have you actually been in the medical industry?
Between the both of us, we've been in the medical industry about 34 years. I myself am a registered nurse also, and then Leanne worked in the healthcare system with quality.
Yeah, I worked a couple different areas. I started out actually working in the physical therapy world when I was pretty young as an assistant when I was in college. And then from there went into a hospital system where I actually worked on community education, did a lot of health fairs, a lot of classes. We had at that hospital, we had car seat safety classes, maternity classes, those kind of things. So just, again, that community education piece of here's some ways to be healthy. And then I worked at Atrium here in our patient transfer center, basically. So,
nice.
We both really enjoy educating people. We both prefer to eat healthy, exercise, and try to prevent disease before we want to have to go to the doctor. So our best thing is prevention before we need to go into the healthcare to look at other options.
That's it. That's the whole objective right there. Would you say that your current practice is more along the line of just that same thing, preventive maintenance or preventive care, so to speak, to kind of provide education and insight just to kind of help ward off some possible problems that people might have down the road as it pertains to gut health?
Yeah, a lot of people struggle, for example, with constipation. Occasional constipation, that's something that colon hydrotherapy can help with as far as, cleaning out any waste that's sitting in your bowel longer than it should be. But as far as, when you get to the point where you're having additional issues, that's where it's, there may be at that point where you need to speak to a provider to get additional care. But that's where you can hopefully prevent that by just taking care of yourself with a healthy diet, hydrating, and using, something like colon hydrotherapy to just clean out, do a gentle cleansing of the colon.
Gotcha. Okay, fantastic. Well, it seems like you guys are speaking the same language. I mean, it's pretty consistent across the board as far as just, dealing with, proper diet, making some lifestyle changes and adjustments, and, obviously just, learning to exercise more. These are some foundational cornerstones to, living, I guess, a more, healthier lifestyle. And it's just great to have companies out here like yours that provide, options out there where you can continue to enhance those goals, those health goals that you might have. I noticed something when I looked at you all's website that you had spoke about your mission statement. And in that mission statement, you talked about to foster inner healing and cultivate vitality from within. What exactly does that mean when it comes to dealing with proper gut health? But I like the statement there. It's pretty powerful.
Thank you. One of the things that has always been impressed upon me with all my education and experience with even my own family's health and whatnot is just how amazing the body is at healing itself.
Mhm.
We sometimes have to give it some tools to help it along, but it truly is absolutely amazing at being able to heal itself. Right now, for example, with the gut health is that the standard American diet is really not fantastic. We got a lot of processed foods, and it's feeding the diseases and illnesses that are within our body that can cause our body to have a hindrance of the ability to heal itself.
Wow.
So, like with the colon hydrotherapy, when we can help remove the waste that's sitting in our system that's slowing down our body then can bounce back and begin to heal itself.
Nice, nice. That's interesting. So the body is designed to naturally heal itself. It's oftentimes I guess it's just the things that we continue to do to it or put in us as terms of food that can slow that process up to a certain degree or alter the process
Correct.
of yeah, that's a powerful statement. Michelle, did you have anything to add to that?
No, I definitely, Leanne and I feel the same on that it really is a big education tool in order to help people realize how our diet, how society is showing us food, how we think junk food is normal, how we think going through the drive-thru is normal, but it does put a hindrance because it is processed, it does have chemicals, it does have dyes, it does have preservatives. Again, it's okay to have food like that. It's not okay to really eat it all the time.
Right. Just everything in moderation, more or less. Yeah, that's really, really great information there. And I think we all can attest to, not only the heavy demand that eating processed foods and a lot of the, junk foods that we eat, that demand that it places on the body and how the body has to, kind of work in overtime to compensate for a lot of the junk that we feed it. It's just amazing how you feel in conjunction with that. I mean, I know for me, when I used to deal with a lot of the junk food and going to the fast food restaurants and stuff, the food tastes great. I mean, they make the food and they design it to really, really appeal to your taste buds. But, I noticed when I lost weight and when I came out on the other side, started eating vegetables and eating more healthy, that type of food was giving me energy, but the junk food, it tastes better. It tastes great, but at the same time, I felt horrible after I ate it. Lack of energy, not really wanting to do too much, just wanting to sit down somewhere and watch TV or something like that. But on the flip side, eating broccoli or, eating some vegetables and fruits and stuff, you get energy from that. And that's amazing how, you can kind of tell your body lets you know what's going on and it kind of lets you know what you're doing could be wrong, when you're eating the junk food because you feel bad after you eat it. And it's okay sometime to do that. I'm just saying you can't do it on a regular basis, like you said.
Correct.
Uh,
And I know you and Leanne and I had talked about habits. And just like you said, you used to eat junk food and then you realize the difference on how you feel. And you have to really begin that habit if you want to change the way you eat. And you'll realize that the foods that are better for you make you feel better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what we want. My belief is when we feel better, we lead better. We're just more productive. I know I am. And it's interesting you bring up the point that when we had a really good discussion last week, by the way, and I really enjoyed our time of just sitting down and kind of talking about health in general. I would like to kind of mention to the audience, part of that conversation we had as it pertains to habits is, I know for me, when I first started on my weight loss journey, part of the process was not only addressing the issues that I had with the food that I was eating, but I had to get back in the gym. I had to start working out. I had to start being active. And one of the things that I found out was, and I share this story a lot of times with folks, is that when I started going to the gym, I didn't actually work out at first. And believe it or not, I went to the gym just so that I could form the habit of going to the gym. Because when you have the habit of sleeping, to 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and you trying to break that habit to go to the gym to work out, it's easy for you to kind of get discouraged if all you're trying to do is get to the gym and work out. What I needed to do, I needed to just break the habit of getting up late and getting to the gym. And I would go to the gym and I would actually watch other people work out. Now, mind you, I hadn't worked out in decades. And so all of this equipment and all of these new machines that are in there, I was just watching people work out. But I got in the habit of going to the gym. Now, that habit, of course, led to me actually working out, but it didn't translate automatically. And I think sometimes when it comes to us, trying to, develop healthy habits and trying to break bad habits, is that we may put too much on ourselves starting out at first. And my motto is just, make sure that you show up. Show up. And that's all I wanted to do every single day, was to show up at that gym. And I knew by showing up that I will eventually transition into working out, and it did. And I think half the battle sometimes is us just not showing up,
Yeah, correct. I agree wholeheartedly. We discussed previously when we first met you, the idea that showing up is you're already a winner if you show up.
That's right.
And that is just the first step. And it's those small steps that I think a lot of people need to remember and think about, and on their health journeys. Everybody's health journey is a little bit different. And sometimes when you get caught up in the social media of the extremes that some people are able to do,
That's right.
you feel like you're a failure for not doing all that. But it's not. 100% it's not. You're already winning.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And be proud of yourself for showing up, and be proud of building a habit, even if it's one small habit at a time. If it's improving your health, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. You're absolutely right, Michelle. You guys are on point this morning. And I think that the battle is won, and we can just, if we can just show up. And I think, and Leanne, it's interesting you mentioned this, because the challenge that I ran into when I had started on my journey with the working out part, is you would go on Instagram and you would see all these guys that had this 6-pack, and they was lifting all kind of crazy weights and stuff, and I was like, man, to me it discouraged me to a certain extent, because it was like, man, I got so far to go, right? But the whole idea is, even with them, they had to show up. That didn't happen just magically. They had to show up. We all have to show up and make a commitment to making small changes, like you said, taking small steps. And we'll win if we don't quit. And that's the main thing, hopefully, that we'll take away from these sessions that we have as it pertains to, living a more healthier lifestyle. And it goes the same with your eating habits, I think. It's just showing up. It's just saying, hey, I'm I'm going to take the broccoli today over the pasta or whatever the case might be. And if you do that enough, then your taste buds begin to adapt to the new food that you're eating, and you find yourself actually desiring that food. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen automatically overnight. It's taking that first step, making that decision every day to make a choice towards, adding value to your health and just living a more healthier and balanced lifestyle. Now, let me ask you guys about this, and you may have already kind of touched on it a little bit. What are some of the digestive issues that you feel like people face, and how can they how are these issues impacting their health?
So we did touch a little bit, there's a lot of people who do experience occasional constipation.
Mhm.
And I think that's a big one for a lot of people. Again, those processed foods and some of our highly sugar high sugar diets do cause a slowdown in the system. And with that slowdown in the system, we have a lot of circulatory system all around our intestines. That's what helps absorb the nutrients, spread it to our body. So a lot of people don't realize just how vast the circulatory network is around your small intestines and large intestines.
Gotcha.
So as you eat those items and you're getting the nutrients, that's great. But when it slows down and gets in the colon, you're now actually reabsorbing some of the waste that your body's trying to eliminate.
Wow.
And so that's where you can have a whole host of symptoms from that. It affects people differently. So that is one thing. And then we talked about again too with the poor diets, you might not be getting all the nutrients you need.
Right.
So when you're looking at, again, the standard American diet, we have a lot of missing pieces. We have a lot of stuff that has been processed and our body's not able to digest as well. And that just all leads to a lack of nutrients and then the slowdown, which you're risking reabsorbing waste that your body is trying to get rid of.
Wow. Well, so again, this all kind of leads back to the type of foods that we're eating, more or less. That creates the issues.
It's the big ticket.
Yeah. And it's amazing. So that, trying to process, trying to eat or, processed meat, for example, from the deli or something like that, or just processed meats in general, works harder on your system than if you were to try to eat perhaps, some salmon or fish or something like that, grilled, as an example. Would you say?
I think the big thing on the food is the digestion part of it. When it comes to doing protein, that may take a little bit longer to break down. But when you're looking at processed foods, your body's really having to work through it. But then you also get all the stuff that they add into that, which then our body's absorbing.
Right. Yeah, all of the preservatives and all the other stuff.
Mhm.
Wow. Well, look, let me ask you about this, because I mean, obviously we you've talked about how these digestive issues can, obviously impact your health. Now, another thing that I see a lot and hear a lot about are detox. People are detoxing from they detox, and they're taking all these different fads and stuff like that to try to detox their body. And I think not too long ago, I saw somebody talk about going on a watermelon diet or something like that. I mean, you hear all these things, and they were saying they were detoxing from whatever. I will mention this real quick before you guys respond to the detox and all the fads we hear about that. When I started losing weight, one of the things that I realized is my skin color started to change. And I was like amazed by that. I'm like, wow, I looked at some of my older pictures, right? And I was darker for some reason. Then, after I lost weight, I noticed that my complexion had lightened up a little bit. Not to mention, obviously, I was feeling better, but I was just like a, physical thing that I could notice, like was my skin color and stuff. But does that have something to do with the detox and stuff like that? I mean, how obviously everybody's detoxing or trying these different types of programs out here, but do they work, or what do you suggest? in terms of how to properly detox?
With some of the detox fads, there is an overwhelming amount out there. I think some of them, what I would recommend, or I guess just say in general, is just be very cautious. Some of the ones that are extreme, like you're saying, with maybe eating only one thing, watermelon,
Right.
you're not getting the nutrients that your body needs. That's
Right.
not healthy for your body because watermelon doesn't have everything that our body needs.
Right. That's true. That's true.
So you're missing nutrients. So some of the ones where you're greatly changing your diet, you could be affecting the nutrients that you're getting or not getting. And then some of them also encourage laxative use or have laxatives within them that can cause you to become dehydrated as you're expelling waste faster than you should be as well. So some of them actually, they can cause harm. So that's where it's just, be very cautious.
Gotcha.
And I would just say, really make sure that it's a reputable source or a company that you're looking at.
Right.
I don't know a lot about various ones out there or specific ones. I have not done one myself because I do feel like there's too many out there that I don't know if your health is actually their main
Right.
objective.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
So, it worries me. It worries me, the fads. And I think that there are quite a few that can cause some unwanted side effects as they're just a little bit extreme. And
I got
so
you.
that's my caution to people is just
No, that's
really.
yeah, you're right. No, that's actually good information because you're right. Some of I guess the biggest thing is you don't know, and you have to make sure that you do, a bit more research because you don't know. But just like you said about, the watermelon thing that, people are doing nowadays, for detoxing, I mean, you're not getting all your nutrients from that. So yeah, that's really great advice. Just be cautious. Just be mindful of what you're trying out there when it comes to detoxing. And I guess the last thing I probably would like to know, and maybe even the audience might want to know is I know you guys, and this probably, maybe you can give maybe a layman's term for this. What is colon hydrotherapy? Now, we've been talking about this for the most part, right? But for some people who may have never heard that term, what exactly is that? And if you can maybe break that down to a layman's term so the people can understand exactly what it is that you guys do there at your practice.
So colon hydrotherapy is also known as a colonic irrigation or a colonic. It basically is where we introduce warm, filtered, and temperature-regulated water into the colon, which allows the waste to be softened and loosened, resulting in evacuation of the stool. It also helps your body's natural peristalsis. One word.
I know it's a hard word.
And helps allow your colon to continue to move in a natural way. With our colonic, we use a Libby device, and the water going in and the stool coming out is repeated several times over about a 45-minute session.
Oh, okay. Nice. Now, folks that are listening, so I actually toured their office and I saw the machine or the unit that you guys use for that, and it's not overly intrusive from my opinion from what I saw, but it helped me actually, Michelle, when you showed me the particular unit, it actually allowed me to, make sense of the whole thing when I saw the system and how it actually functions, and you had the information in the office there. So perhaps if there are some folks out there who may be interested and looking into this type of hydrotherapy, not only check the website out, but perhaps maybe see if you can come by for a visit just to maybe take a look at the setup there that you guys have. I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, definitely. We welcome anybody to take a look at our website at hhcolonics.com. Give us a call, 704-314-8841. We definitely are more than welcome if people are curious and not 100% sure what to do and don't quite understand the device itself. We can explain that to them or answer any questions.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Now, as we wrap up, ladies, I would like to find out, do you all offer free consultations to those who might be interested in coming in, or how does that part work as far as, getting your clients set up to come in?
We welcome anybody calling and asking some questions. We don't really have like a consult, if you will. One of the things is that we are not in the position to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or condition, anything that's severe like that. We will, recommend that you consult your healthcare provider. But if you have questions or you want to know a little bit more, or even like Michelle said, you can read on our website what people have reported that they've experienced from a colon hydrotherapy session. It kind of just helps give you a little bit more information. And we definitely are willing to talk to anybody that has questions and wants to know, hey, is this something that I can do? Is this something that's right for me?
Fantastic. Fantastic. Now, I guess because this is more of a preventive type of service, would you think, is this covered under insurance? I'm just curious.
There are some insurances that do cover it. Each person would have to reach out to theirs or look into their benefits. We do not take insurance, so we would print a receipt for them to submit to their insurance.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. And Michelle, if you could real quickly, can you give us again the website and telephone number?
Yes, it's HH Colonics, that's COLONICS.com. And our phone number is 704-314-8841.
All right. And what are you guys' hours?
We are by appointment only. We do have a couple evenings that we're open, but mostly we are here 8 to 5, but we do have our calendar where they can kind of look to see what works best for them by appointment.
And we do encourage also, if you get to our online scheduling and you don't see an appointment that works for you, reach out to us. If we're able to help you, we will. And we don't want to make it that nobody can experience what colon hydrotherapy has to offer. But we did, like Michelle said, we did try to do a couple late nights for the people who are at work. We do have some Saturday hours. And then we, have the daytime hours for people who just want to get out in the middle of the day.
All right. Fantastic. Well, listen, hey, Michelle, you and Leanne, I really appreciate you guys coming on this morning and taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you just opened your new location there, so I'm going to let you guys get back to it. But thanks again for coming on and just sharing a little bit about what you do. As again, we always say on this podcast, we're here to help encourage our listener audience to just live a more healthier and balanced lifestyle. Because we believe that if you do so, that you can become more productive and maximize your full potential in life. That's what we're here for, is to help provide that information to help you accomplish your goals and just live a more well-rounded and balanced lifestyle. So thanks again, guys, for joining us today. I want to thank our listeners for tuning in. We look forward to speaking with you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bobby.